welcome to Friday Night Frights. And this week we're going to talk about the paranormal. Anybody out there believe in ghosts? Well, I kind of believe in some kind of things. Something out there that you just can't explain, and people have been trying for years. And people see things and stuff, and people hear things, something that goes bump in the night, you know what I mean? I love watching shows on TV about ghosts and stuff. Me and Rousey watch Ghost Hunters, which I've watched Ghost Hunters for many years. There is another show kind of copied off of that years ago, and it's still going, called Ghost Adventures. Don't really care much for them guys. I seen them at Scarefest a few years ago. I think they get a little overexcited when they're on their show and stuff, and every little noise they think is a ghost. And Ghost Hunters, they debunk a lot of things where people think stuff's haunted in their house and stuff, so they're more realistic, I think. And over the years, you really haven't seen a whole lot of evidence. You know, they always hear stuff, they say they hear stuff, but then do you see that? And the camera doesn't catch anything. So a lot of people think that show's fake or whatever. It might be, I'm not really for sure. But they do draw my attention, and they came back after a few years off, and I just still watch it for some reason. There is another show that spins off from that called Ghost Nation. Now, that's got one of the other guys that was from Ghost Hunters to begin with, and I haven't really checked out too many of them, but it's kind of like the same thing. But if you want to see a show that actually shows some things, check out Paranormal Caught on Camera. That's a pretty good show. I think it comes on the Travel Channel. There's a lot of cool things that come on the Travel Channel and stuff. Don't quote me on that. It might be another channel, but check it out. That show is really cool. They show a lot of stuff from like cameras that's not, you know, it's like surveillance cameras and stuff like that. And they catch a lot of cool things and stuff. So, you know, is it real or is it not? Sometimes, you know, even that kind of stuff can be faked or whatever. But it is a pretty cool show, and you should check that one out. They always have something to show, and they even talk about Bigfoot, and Rousey loves stuff about Bigfoot, you know what I mean? Another show we like to watch is called True Terror with Robert Englund. That's a really cool show. Robert Englund, of course, is Freddy Krueger over the years, best known as Freddy Krueger. It narrates, you know, and they kind of people that recreate stories and stuff from the headlines from like the late 1800s, early 1900s. They show the clippings and stuff from the newspapers and stuff, and it's just stories, and it kind of reminds you of Tales from the Crypt in a way. They usually have 3 little stories on there to talk about, and hey, they're pretty cool to watch. They're about ghosts and just other supernatural stuff. We don't have a guest on this one, but I'm going to show off some paranormal DVDs and Blu-rays that I have in my collection, and talk about them movies a little bit too, about the paranormal stuff. Probably in the last 20 years, my favorite movie, horror movie I should say, is this one, The Conjuring. Yes, you can't deny it. Can't deny this one. This one kind of creepy. When I first saw this advertised, I was like, I have to see this bad boy, and it didn't disappoint me. And every once in a while, I still watch it, and it still creeps me out. It's just one of them types of movies. Of course, it's, you know, based on a true tale and stuff, so it is a pretty damn good film. I also have the second one. Now, a lot of people don't like the second one. There's the creepy cover of that one because it's got that nun character in it, and of course they did have a spin-off for that, The Nun, which I don't have that, and I actually seen it, and I really didn't care much for it either. But she's creepy as hell in this one, especially when they go in the dark room and there's the painting on the wall, and it's just, they keep kind of spinning around and seeing that painting and stuff, and the hands come out from behind the damn picture. That's really creepy. It gives me damn goosebumps, man. But these movies are something else. I got to turn around the right way. Right there. The Conjuring movies, they are really good. If you don't have them in your collection, or if you've never seen them, you got to get them. My son loves them too. He talks about them too. When he came over one time, and we had a movie marathon and had these 2 to watch, and they're just great films, man. And you know, Insidious is another one. I do have them. I have the first 3. I'm not showing them off. They're back here in the Blu-rays. They are pretty good too. But, you know, you got to go all the way back to the 80s and remember this movie, Poltergeist. This movie scared the shit out of me as a kid, especially the damn tree part that comes through the windows and grabs the little boy and the clown underneath the bed. I mean, that clown under the bed was kind of freaky, you know what I mean? They did remake it. I do have the remake. The remake's not really that bad either. I have it on Blu-ray somewhere back there. I didn't get it out. But Poltergeist, man, growing up, and every once in a while I still got to pop this in. It's one of the scariest movies I think came out of the 80s, at least dealing with paranormal stuff. And here's another one, Oculus. This is a creepy-ass movie, too. It's really out there about that mirror and stuff, man. And there's a lot of parts in this where you kind of get lost a minute and you're trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Because you see years ago these characters as kids and stuff, and then they're there and they're actually right with, you know, their smaller self or their kid self or whatever you want to call it. It's like, what the hell? And then it really makes pretty good sense, though. But it's a creepy-ass movie. I don't think it really did well at the box office or anything, but it's one of these creepy ones that you got to pop in every once in a while. I really enjoyed it. Now, like I said, some of them are back here. I'm not going through every one of my paranormal type movies and stuff, but I have to bring this one out, The Woman in Black. This one's creepy as hell, too, and I like the setting of it, you know, where it takes place at in the 1800s, early 1900s, somewhere around that area. They did make a part 2 to it, and it was like years later, like 30 or 40 years later. I think it was around World War II. Wasn't as good. This one's creepy. And it's got the dude from, what's them damn movies called? Harry Potter, yeah. I've never seen a Harry Potter movie in my life, but I know it's the dude from there. It's a creepy-ass movie. Anything with dealing with these old creepy-ass houses and stuff like that. It's really good. And if you ain't never seen The Woman in Black, you got to check it out. I love this film. Now we're going on Blu-ray, and that's a double feature. Poltergeist 2 and 3. Now, yeah, these are not as great as the first one. The second one was pretty creepy with the old guy in it that came to the door and stuff. I think he was like a priest or something. He was freaking out there. Me and my buddies, when we was growing up, used to always laugh at that, and kind of, because he was just really creepy. And we'd always go, "Let me in. You're going to die if you don't let me in." You know what I mean? You had to watch it. If you never seen it, you got to check it out. Poltergeist 3, of course, was even worse than that. But it was one of the movies that came on a lot when I was a kid, like on HBO and stuff. And I just watched it a lot more, it seems like. And every once in a while, I'll still pop it in, but it's not really that good. It didn't take place in the neighborhood or anything. It had I think it was in New York City, I believe. It's been a little bit since I watched it. But it was in a skyscraper, I do know that, and there was some creepy stuff going on. But of course, you know, all the stuff that happened to the people, a lot of them that were in these films, especially the little girl, Carol Ann dying, they always say the stuff was cursed and stuff. I don't know if it was or not, but you know what I mean? Poltergeist 2 and 3, baby. So do you believe in the paranormal stuff like ghosts and goblins and all that crazy stuff? Bigfoot, you know, we've been watching all the shows on Bigfoot. It's on the paranormal, caught on camera, and people have been catching stuff like that. I do have some Bigfoot films and stuff, but they're not putting them in there. We're really talking more about ghosts and stuff, the TV shows and the movies that I like and Rousey likes and stuff. And then just, you know, let me know if you believe in ghosts. You know, if you had anything happen. You know, the last place we lived at, we did have some weird occurrences happen, and we really didn't see anything, but stuff, you'd come home and stuff would be changed, and doors and stuff, and you closed, and Rousey swears up and down she didn't close the doors and stuff. Just weird things like that. Never actually seen anything happen. Now, since we lived here, the new place, the movie room, 2 different times the closet door has been open when I've came in here early in one morning on the weekends or whatever, and Rousey said one of the cabinets in the living room was open one time. So did we just forget to close it or what? I don't really remember getting in the closet that night. Could have, I don't know, but I've never really seen anything, and I don't know if I want to see anything. It's just creepy, man. The paranormal stuff is just really out there, and some people see stuff and they really believe in it, and some people don't. And I think a lot of people get scared of the paranormal stuff even more when they see the stuff on movies, because movies get really out there and more than these TV shows. Like I've said, I watch. People claim that some of these places are haunted that ghost hunters go to, and they go to see this place and they go hang out and nothing happens. But if you do it in a movie, all kinds of shit breaks loose. You know what I mean? So Hollywood does play with people's minds and makes people think more and more about that kind of stuff. But so where do you go when you die? Do you come back and actually haunt people? I don't know. Some people might, and some people might be stuck in limbo. You know how they say, or they got unfinished business, stuff like that. I don't know. It's just one of them strange things I don't think nobody will ever fully understand until they die themselves. And that's even a scary thing for me sometimes. You think about it as you get older and stuff, and then people say, man, I'm going to come hunt you when I die or whatever. Will you get that chance, or you just get to go somewhere else? But it's really weird, you know, the paranormal stuff happens, and just weird things that go on in the world, and there's just so much out there that we don't understand and know, and I don't think we ever will. So, but anyway, that's a few of the films in my collection, paranormal movies that I have and I like. Sorry didn't have a guest on this show. We're going to hopefully get some more people on here and talk, and not just hear me talk about this stuff. We're going to actually interview some people. But stay tuned to more Friday Night Frights. And we're not going to be every Friday. I'm going to try to, every once in a while, I might have 2 or 3, and then I might skip a week or whatever. Got to come up with more ideas. If you got any ideas for Friday Night Frights, leave the comments in the bottom. Let me know what you think you want me to talk about, movies and stuff, like certain franchises or anything, because we've already talked about, you know, Friday the 13th, and we talked about Dracula, and now we're talking about paranormal films, so stuff like that too. Or it could be just slashers, or it could be other things dealing with, you know, older movies and stuff, or newer type movies and stuff like that. So that's it for Friday Night Frights. Leave your comments in the bottom. Be kind, and if you got a VCR and VHS, rewind, and everything else. Till next time.